This time I want you, like it's magnetic. Super iklim.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. We are from TIF Team. We're gonna make a vlog at one of tourism places in Yogyakarta, that is Museum Frederiksberg. So let's go.
Take me back to the ground, 'cause girl, you look fine as hell. I'm not easily distracted. You're acting like a magnet. You pull me in.
The first Indonesian Women Congress in Yogyakarta was led by Miss Sukonto. In this development, President Sukarno, through Presidential Decree number 316 of 1959, decided December 22 as the celebration of Mother's Day, based on the spirit of women who success in voicing their appreciation in the first Indonesian Women Congress in 1928.
I'll be putting on a suit, be tiptoeing at you if you're down for it. We got nothing else to do and nothing else to lose, and I'm down for this. If you're in the mood, we can take it to the moon. Just fly it on these scenes, take it for two.
And then, as you can see, this is the replica of Sri Sultan Hamengkubuwono IX leads a meeting in support of the proclamation of Indonesian independence. Willis Building, Kepatihan Yogyakarta, on 19 August 109,045. Sri Sultan Hamengkubuwono IX was leading a meeting in support of the proclamation of Indonesian independence, attended by around 100 leaders of youth groups from religious, nationalist, scouting, and Chinese descent backgrounds at the Kepatihan in Yogyakarta.
Need to be fair, I want you instead. If you're in the mood, we can tiptoe to the moon. Oh, yeah. Tell my friends to pinch me hard, 'cause it couldn't be real.
And this is the statue of Mrs. Fatmawati, the seamstress of the red and white flag. The first sacred flag was raised during the reading of the Indonesian Proclamation of Independence on August 17 in 1945 at Jalan Pegangsaan Timur, 56, Jakarta. This flag was sewn by hand using a sewing machine by Fatmawati, Sukarno's wife. The flag was raised on a bamboo pole by a flag raising team led by Kapten Latif Hendra Diningrat, accompanied by the song Indonesia Raya. And next, I would like to invite you to watch a video clip of the Romromian negotiations.
I'm not easily distracted. You're acting like a magnet. You pull me in.
There, you can enjoy it.
Suit, be tiptoeing at you if you're down for it. We got nothing else to do and nothing.
Okay guys, I'm here. I would like to show you the things from the past. The first is soldier steel helmet. And the second is eating and drinking utensils. This is used to eat, yes. And this is gogok, pochi. Yeah, the name is so unique. Gogok and pochi. And the next is kentongan. Kentongan is wooden slit drum. So big, right? So tall and big. And the next is shoes and sword belt. Shoes and sword belt. This is Japanese Kampetei sword. Japanese company sword. In Japanese, they say samurai. No, katana. Okay, the next is sword. The sword owned by Suyatman was used as a weapon when he was a member of DKR until art. So the next is sewing machine. A manual sewing machine by the singer made. This is so unique and so old vintage. This is wall clock. Okay. So the second one is Kiai Selamat Kris. This is as like sword. The next one is drinking utensils. Okay, you can see this one. Thank you.
This is a replica of intimidation and search of the people by the Dutch army. Wonokromo, Bantul, Yogyakarta, 1 February 1949. The Dutch searched the residence of Jati Hamid, Wonokromo, Bantul. The action taken by the Dutch army were motivated by the guerrilla war carried out by the Indonesian people in retaliation for the Dutch military aggression.
Take me back to the ground, because girl, you look fine as hell. I'm not easily distracted.
In here, there is shoes and sword belt, military boots, and a sword belt belonging to Mr. Hadi Harsono, a member of the 1st TNI Battalion in Bantul in 1948. The next is Japanese Kempeitai sword, a katana sword commonly used by Japanese soldiers. This sword was formerly used by the Kempeitai, the Japanese military secret police. The sword was later handed over to R. Suprapto Wasito, an Indonesia military police officer, and then passed on to a police officer named R. Sutrasno. This sword was used in struggle against the Second Dutch military aggression.
I'll be good to your suit, be tiptoeing with you if you're down for it. We got nothing else to do and nothing else to lose, and I'm down for this.
We also have other historical relics. Here we have the first vintage bicycle or ontel,
If you're in the mood, we can take
gamelan set,
just like a movie scene, table for two.
and gentong.
But won't you instead? If you're in the mood, we can tiptoe to the moon. No need to be fair, but won't you instead? If you're in the mood, we can tiptoe to the moon.
So guys, enjoy it.
Touch me hard, 'cause it couldn't be real. Is this a dream I'm living? Lord, let me please, 'cause I can't get over.
Okay, we would like to tell you about what's the Friedeburg Fortress. Friedeburg Fortress is a historical witness of how strong the Dutch influence was in colonizing Indonesia because of its strategic position in the middle of the city, precisely in front of the Yogyakarta Palace. The Friedeburg Fortress has recorded important events and has undergone change in function from time to time.
When the Friedeburg Fort was built, the Friedeburg Fort was built in 1760 by order of Sultan Hamengkubuwono I, who approved the Dutch request to build a fort near the palace.
Next, what is the history of Fort Friedeburg? The Friedeburg Fortress has historically experienced several changes in the fort function. including year 1760 until 1830, used as a defense fortress. In 1830 until 1945, it was used as the Dutch and Japanese military headquarters. In 1977 until 1985, it was used as an information center and Nusantara culture. In 1985 until 1992, used as a museum of struggle and opened to the public. 1992 now, used as a specific museum of national struggle with the name of the Benteng Vredenburg Yogyakarta Museum.
Take me back to the ground, 'cause
When can you visit Fort Vredenburg and how much is the entrance ticket? Vredenburg is in location Margomulyo Street number 6, Yogyakarta. Opening hours Tuesday until Sunday 8 a.m. until 20 p.m. and Friday 8 a.m. until 15 p.m. Ticket price adult 3,000 rupiah, children 2,000 rupiah, foreign tourists 10,000 rupiah.
Okay, that's all from us. I hope you can enjoy our vlog. And we are TIF team. We would like to say thank you. Have a nice day and bye bye.